Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pete, Said, Sheriff, Joe. I didn't know I changed it.
Hi, good evening.
Okay. Hi, Sheriff. I had a concern the other time about JavaScript getting so boring. And of the truth, it shouldn't be boring when you understand it, when you understand the basics. Because if you understand the basics, most of those technical things skills people will become more interesting. Especially, yeah, you might be thinking clicking on a button and the button is doing something amazing. It's boring. It's not boring until you try it. So this brings us to the class. We are just giving you an introduction, a tip of what JavaScript is. So JavaScript, I work with the give me a minute to get the presentation, share my screen. Please, a minute, please. I want to check online. I need to check on. I get it fixed. The thing is, I have the file here, but it seems I need to install a software to be able to open the presentation. Sorry, Nonce, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I don't know. Do I need a software to open PowerPoint?
A PowerPoint document on Mac.
Yes.
I've not really. You don't need a software. I don't think you need a software. Let me see your stuff. Let me see our message. I'm coming. You sent me the stuff, right? Yeah, download.
Yeah,
yeah. So just hold on. Let me try and open it on my own. You don't need the software. It's opening right here. There's this app called Presentation. Wait, sorry. What's this app safe? Let me find the app. Okay, it's try and open it on Telegram. It will open on Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, open it on Telegram.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, just quickly share my screen. So, yeah, we're dealing with JavaScript. What exactly do JavaScript do as a software? And these are the outline we'll be going through. Basically, I'll be showing you, say, a code snippet, and you identifying what JavaScript look like, just in case you see it outside. I'll be showing you the simplest way to declare variables. And there's something they call variables in JavaScript, in programming language in general. You also want to understand that. And there's something you call operators. So operators will help you do a whole lot of, say, manipulation in the aspect of maybe an addition, a subtraction, and many more. But we'll see every part of it happening when we go through the slides. And there's control statement. The control statement is another thing, especially when you need to do some conditional rendering or some conditional checks. So you want to know what control statement looks like. Another is understanding arrays. So when you start dealing with a lot of programming languages, you see most of these terms and what they do, what's the usefulness of having them in the first instance. In programming languages, they're quite interesting. So we'll check that out as well. And function declarations. For anybody who has tried deeply many programming languages, you know you always want to declare functions, especially when you need to modularize your code. And just a function that will do one thing or the other, say taking A and B, and then help us add A and B. So look how that function declaration looks like. And there is what they call the built-in functions. So built-in functions are functions that are made available to us by JavaScript themselves. They built it into the language, and you could just call it on any data type and it will work. So that's what they call built-in functions. But we'll see everything happening. And the last part of it we'll be touching is error handling. How are errors thoroughly handled, especially when you know it's going to fail at some point? How do you try to prevent that from happening? So that's what we call error handling. So first off, we want to see how the syntax look like. Say if I give you a piece of code to identify what JavaScript looks like, will you be able to understand or tell me, oh, this is JavaScript, Joe. It's not Solidity, it's not C#, it's not Java, it's not Ruby on Rails. So there are many programming languages out there. So what does JavaScript do? We won't be doing a lot of theories. We'll be doing sort of like theories, but I'll be showing you how this code works, how they look like in my VS Code. So first off, JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted or just in one compiled programming languages. I won't go into much technicality. I will just tell you JavaScript is what differentiates the whole of HTML, CSS. Those were just markup languages, and now you're trying to start with programming languages. And it will require you to do a lot of thinking. I think that's what people are scared of, and they give in to the pressure of not wanting to think at all. And I guess when you see a UI design, it's quite easy for you to want to think and implement it in your HTML and CSS. It's already have something that is guiding you. But now imagine you have to deal with having to say on click, this has to move to the next part. This is done with JavaScript, and you need to implement all of this. This function, this activity of me changing my slides, say it is done with JavaScript. You don't know, you just know it is done with JavaScript. You have to do it with JavaScript, but you don't know where to start from. And that is why most people are scared of it. They just want to see something that will guide them. And trust me, you don't want to be dealing with a lot of tutorials. So this is what JavaScript looks like when you see it. The very first function here, this is just the normal function we know, and they call it the function declaration. We'll see everything there. I'm trying to differentiate it from function expression and a couple of them. But the very first one is just a simple add function that takes in parameter A, B, and then what it returns for us is a summation of both A and B. Those are just let us presume that we understand what the function will do until we see it works. So again, what's the primary goal of us wanting to understand JavaScript? So the reason why we want to understand JavaScript, the purpose of us trying to study it is to know what usefulness it is to modern web pages. Okay, so the first one is function declarations. In JavaScript, how or what do you even call variables? So variables are simply containers for storing data or for storing data values. They are not even the values themselves. They are just a container that aborts. Okay, put a message. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, it's me. I raised up my hand.
Okay.
Just wanted to mention, if anybody has a question, you can interrupt the tutor while he's teaching. Don't be scared or shy to ask questions. It's for your own good, right?
At all.
Or else,
I won't bite anybody.
Exactly. And you're in your house. It's not like we're even seeing your face. If nobody's seeing each other's face. So yeah. And also, if you have anything and maybe you don't want to mention it, you can just type it in the chat. We'll answer. When there's a Google Meet chat, type it in the chat. I'll answer you in the chat. And also, you can also type it in the WhatsApp group too. Sorry, where did I stop? I said if you have any message, if you have any message, you can type it in the chat. There is the Google Meet chat here, and also if you want to type it in the WhatsApp group, you are free to also type it in the WhatsApp group. We'll reply you from there. All right, so thanks. You can go on, Ify.
Okay. Yeah. Now, um, I've explained what variables are, but I don't feel we are satisfied. We shouldn't be satisfied with it until we see it work. What I will do is I will just quickly open, um, say, a new project. Print this. Mm, sorry. So let's call it in the JS. So it doesn't matter what you give your file. What matters is the extension you're giving it. The name you give your file doesn't matter, but the extension should be JS, which stands for JavaScript. So first off, we want to talk about variables. So I'll be going between my VS Code and the slide itself. Um, variable declarations. How are variables declared? Having known that they are just containers abo that helps us holds a value. They helps us how would I put it? Bet like boom, yeah, swallow a value. So you have say OB. No, let me call OB. Say yeah, say I think I should start with this. So we have various ways you could declare variables. That's what I was trying to do. But I wanted us to know it first before I try it. So nobody is confused. I'm just writing it out of the blues. So there is first, let me close this. Please. So there's first what we call var. Yes, var, that's the word. Sorry for that, please. So there is var. Yes, the word is var. Var. Var is just for to help you create variables. And when you start dealing with ESs, if you go deeper into JavaScript, you understand what ES is. It's just a modern way of writing or declaring variables. So it introduced a couple of stuff. That's ES6. So first off, we could use var, we could use let, we could use constant, but they do different things, especially when you're JavaScript. But I won't go too much into that. Let's just start with seeing how variables works. So we start with var. So var is just what indicates to the program that you're about to declare a variable. So we'll call this guy Alice equals to, and say Alice is Alice. We don't give her a name. Yeah, and I'll be doing some stuff, so we'll see how these variables work, like console.log. When you do JavaScript, this is part of the built-in function, but I think I only did a scripting then. I only explain what it does. So this is part of what JavaScript gives us. Console.log. If you look into Python will give you print and a couple of them. So for this variable called Alice, we want to see it outputted. We want to see how it works, and that is why I'm trying to run it. So say most likely you'll be doing node Alice. So now this is what they call a variable. A variable is what is helping us hold this value. So imagine I have another variable called Alice, and I give this one, no, let's not call it Alice again. Let's just say Alice 2 is now called Bob. So you'll be able to differentiate that it's not calling the same guy. So let's run this again and see what these two guys are holding. So the very first one, Alice is holding the variable, the value called Alice. So you see, variables are only a container. This is just the container. Just put it above it. This is the container, and this is the value it is holding in the container. So that's like what variables mean. So other ways you could declare variables could be with let. So say let other, or let me use, yeah, I think you have to give in the class. Gift equals gift. So if you try to consider what gift is holding, again, we're not talking about the value itself. We are talking about the variable. The guy is holding the variable. So let's see what gifts do when we use let. Let's see what it do when we use const. Begin. Say tally equals tally. And then we give out. So if this is just a simple program that will help us return the values all these variables are holding or are contained, or what is contained in the variables. So I was going to talk about a couple of them more, like say data types. It wasn't in the course outline, but they are very, very, very important. I take them. So now, I think the very first thing you should know when you come to the introduction class, you should know what data types are related to a programming language before you proceed. So what kind of data type can you make a variable hold? Okay, that's where it starts from. So we have several data types in JavaScript. One of them is string, one of them is number, one of them is boolean. I don't know if my head is feeling me. But yeah, this is an example of a string. This is an example of number. And a boolean. So say for instance, you want to know those who passed a course, ECN 201, and you just want to know if they pass or not. So you could probably want to use things like true or false. So that's what boolean is. Booleans are just true or false values. That's it. Numbers are the normal numbers we know, and a couple of them. I'm just touching the principal ones. We'll talk about functions as we go on. But before I proceed, I want to know if I'm communicating. Is it clear?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, and what we want us to do is follow these slides for now. We'll come back to many of them we'll miss, like the data types and co. So this is just console login output value. So the aspect of variable declaration is, I would say, I'll just presume for now it's clear until we do some practice with it. So next on line is operators. I think the images are sort of blurred, but we'll just manage to see them work. So what are operators? Operators, I defined the other times, are there to help us compute values, to help us undo conditions, and a couple of many others. and we have different forms of operators. You have what you call the arithmetic operators. You have what we call the assignment operators. You have what we call the comparison operators. You have what we call the string operators. You have the logical operators. We have the bitwise operators. We have the ternary operators, and we have the type operators. I won't show you all of this, but I will show you those that are quite important. I will show you the very first 4 operators here. I will show you all the operators here, and then tell you where some of them falls into. So okay, you already know where this falls into. Arithmetic. I'll show you what assignment operators look like. Not of comparison. So down to our VS Code. It's a very good, better way to do this. Okay. This, when I open it, I can't do a lot of shortcuts. So, okay, let's see how operators work. So we start with, yeah, so arithmetic operators. So because we've learned how variable declarations work, we'll get to see how it works here with our operators. So arithmetic operators, you have that for addition, you have that for subtraction, your division, your multiplication, your modulus, your addition. This is subtraction, addition. Yeah, you will see the difference between a singular addition and multiple when you have 2, double of it. So let's get these guys to work. Because we already know how to declare variables, we'll say variable, let's say a number. This first number should be 5. Let us say 65 again, and the number 2 will be 50. That is 50. So if we say 1 minus number 2, so I guess we all know the answer already. But let's see how JavaScript works. Let's see how JavaScript will help us compute it. So again, we use our console log that will just tell us the output. So number 1 minus number 2. So let's remove these ones. So we already know 65 minus 50 is 15, and this is JavaScript doing the calculation for us. Very interesting. It calculates for us. You don't even have to. So you can see that plus working as well. Plus will tell us, in case you haven't submitted yet in your head, let's find out what it is. 115. What about multiplication? That's too much. But we'll have lesser value for multiplication. Say, no, not too much for JavaScript to undo. Hope you guys didn't misunderstand me. I will just do it for us to see. Okay. This is multiplication. So when you multiply 65 with 50, you can confine it to calculator. It's 3,250. You can as well divide. When we divide, we use this sign to divide, and not the usual one we know on our calculators. So this do the division for us. So this will be one remainder 15. Well, you're going to have them in decimals. So that's 1.3. So this is all for having to do the normal arithmetic operations we know. But what of the double subtraction sign and the double addition sign? So we already know what number 1 is. Let's consolidate. So number 1, as at this line, is 65. But watch what it will do when we try to add a plus plus in front of it. Let's see what our value will be when we do a plus plus in front of it. Oh, the value is coming at 65. Give me a minute, please. Okay, I know why. What about minus? So I'm going to confirm something just very fast. It's a function. Okay. Yep. Okay, Sherry, if you want to say something, can you go on, please?
So sorry, please, can you take it back to the code? Like there is something that actually used to get me confused because at times I'm able to run some stuff that I go to YouTube and all. I see that they start with function and on and on. But the way I was taught, we start with declaration of item const blah blah equals to blah blah const blah blah get element by ID declaration. Then we now start using those values adding event listeners to them or adding the loop and all. So I didn't even know how to okay, for instance now, how can we get this one, what you did right now, turn it to the declaration? I hope you understand what I mean by the declaration part before the usage. Yeah, so how can we turn it that part? I used to get that confusing. Okay. So I used to start for videos that they declare first.
Okay. I want to be sure of that. You mentioned those get element by ID and a couple of them. You said they do most of those things at the top of the
no file. That was how I was taught, where I am learning the JavaScript from, because I'm currently learning JavaScript from Udemy because I bought. Yeah.
Okay.
But now the YouTube I saw they do it this way.
Now the thing is, things have actually changed way more than what most videos do. Most videos want to, of course, start with variable declaration at the first, and then tell you how functions look like. But in the real sense of it, especially for me, when I started developing complex projects, I discover it's way more than just having to declare variable at the top. You can have just a file, just one file that will handle all the variable in your project. And what you call that file, it will be variables. You can just call it variables. What you do is, after you declare these variables in your file, you just export it. But those are, when you start going deeper into JavaScript, you see the export import modules. It helps you export these values, and then you can access the variable from anywhere. So for now, the video is assuming that you are a beginner and it's trying to let you know how, like, say from variable declarations and data types before it proceeds into functions and a couple of them. So you can just continue to maintain having to declare. Like for now, say we have some values to change in our HTML file, especially want to change a value that was there. Say you say cons dot get element by ID, get by query selector, and a couple of them. You just want to declare every values here, and then you know in your body of your JavaScript, you can easily go and track the variable you want to manipulate or change. So that is why they will always want you to do the declaration at the top and then easily access them in your function here. Again, when you start going complex, you see I've not even gone complex myself. And I'm looking for a video, just one video that will make me go complex. Yeah. The video is there, but I haven't started. I'm just lazy. So that's it. You, for now, at the beginning, I'll just advise you want to declare your variables here and then access them. And yeah, sometimes when you are working with some variables, especially when you want a local variable, when you start with that scope again, you see the difference between local and global scope. So you want to declare them inside your function and work with them because you don't want these variables outside the function. You just want them in the function. So I don't want to go too advanced into JavaScript because of those who are not maybe familiar with it. Yeah. I don't know if there's any question or clarification anybody wants me to provide before we proceed. Okay. There is none for now. Okay. So just proceed. Again, I was saying we'll work with the slides. Yeah. Yeah, the reason why this wasn't increasing, I'm very sure, is it requires me to put it in a loop. So let's see what number 1 will give us. I expect it to be 66. It's not still giving me 66. What am I doing wrong? Increment by 2. Okay, I wasn't calling my bad. Pretty hard. I'm just trying to prove this JavaScript guy wrong. And still, it's proving me wrong.
You actually said number 1 is equals to number 1 plus plus. That's 1 plus 1. Number 1 plus 1. Yes. Like, should that be?
Yeah, what I was doing here is I'm trying to.
I thought it ought to be only number 1 plus plus, like only, not the 1 equals to there.
No, the one you speak of would have been. I think this works. This works. This also works. No, this will only increment it. But let's see. What I did was assigning. Oh, yeah. So this works. Right. So thanks for the correction. I was thinking I have to set it myself before it proceeds. So one thing about this is this is what they call the assignment. Here's the second one. Assignment operator. Did you see what it did? It just simply incremented it. It only simply incremented the value. I was expecting there's another way to write this. Another way to have written this would have been the way he was mentioning. Plus equal to 1. This is another assignment. I expect us to get 66. Okay, you're still right. So these two and the minus, if you try that of minus, what we call the assignment operator. What they basically do is they help you do what you want to do, but they at the same time still assign it to that value. So if you want to break it down, I will break it down a bit. So what I was trying to do the other time was number 1 equals to +1. This guy giving me my fellow. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So this is it. What I was trying to do before was, what this guy below did for us was, it's first off incremented the value and then assign it to the new guy. So that's why we call it assignment operator. It is doing both the arithmetic action alongside assigning. Okay, so that's for operators. We have that of comparison. Say you want to do a lot of comparison in a function. You have that of okay, we dealt with assignment already. Do it. Or maybe let me explain the difference. So one of them is strict. This is a strict comparison. It is saying if the guy on the left is being compared to that of the right, they must strictly meet. And how do I show us this? This is already coming to advance. Let me just finish this slide, show you this code. So next on the slide is the control statement. I intentionally didn't add a piece of code or an image to this because the link I added is way more helpful. If we check this link, we'll see how the control statement works. And according to our resources tells us there are two models of control statements. Either they come in form of conditionals or they are iterative. What I did in my function here is what we call iteration. He mentioned it the other time. He called it a loop. Either you call it loop, something that continues to run for a period of time until you stop it, or you call it iteration. So
sorry, does that mean iteration is the same thing as loop? Sorry.
Yeah, iterate. You can just check the meaning of iterate. Is you iterate something to do something for a couple of times. Let me say it's same thing.
Yes.
So we'll be dealing with needs to you everybody. Can't I come? Come on. Can't copy on this file. I can't copy on this file. But I'm sure if you all are working with like PowerPoint, you should be able to copy this link. And if you guys have issues at all, just bring it to the notice of either me or Nancy, or just send it to the group. Oh, my battery. So I'll fasten because of my battery. Let's do well to check the link. We're talking about conditional statements. You're making do of if statements. You're making do of switch. That's like two basic ones you want to use. And you're talking about iterative. There's that of for loop. There's that of which I did code, and there's that of
while loop.
While loop. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. While loop. So while loop do the magic for loop will do for us.
And do also.
and do and alongside while loop. Do while. So it depends on how you want to use them. And for arrays, again, I was saying arrays is interesting because they help us want to elbow some stuff. They are like variables, but they are kind of special. In programming, an array is a collection of elements. I will just show you the code on time before my PC. This is how array looks like. Const array equals to, let's say, elements. It will be 1, 2, 3. This is an array of A, B, and a couple of them more. Again, you can't give values same. I would. You can't give values same name, especially when you are declaring them with a const. It's not actually possible. It's possible with let and var. Var will help you change it. So this guy has changed it. That's for arrays. So basically, you want to use arrays when you're dealing with elements of same values and a couple of them. I'm missing side raised up with that. Depending when side see anything.
Hi, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi. Okay, go on.
I'm fasting, so I want to break. I want to, maybe it means I can record this so that I will not miss too much.
Yeah.
I messaged my boss. I don't. My boss, Monsisha. I've messaged him on WhatsApp. Yeah, I also want to break my fast.
Okay. No issues at all. The class is being recorded.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for function declarations, I already declared a function. This is what a function looks like. I will just cut it out of here so everybody sees it. So a function looks like this, and a for loop looks like this. So what I define functions to be, function declarations is defining the motive of a program. This is achievable with the aid of all data types. You want to just let it not do anything inside the function. And that is why I said with the help of other data types. If you see maybe small code. So say we just write a simple I was going to write a simple function that requires us in, let's just call this function. Okay, let me follow function alert number. Yes. Okay. I've not seen alert works on my console before, but I was seeing okay, it doesn't alert. Now, if I spell this alert, how do I spell alert again? Let me confirm. Yeah, the reason why it won't work is because in this, for my console, if you try to do it from here, you can write codes from your console as well. Yeah, we try to do a lot. We try to alert this guy. So this is what alert seems like when you try it out. If you try that of prompt, let me run it out. Prompt. Let's see what prompts do. So you see what prompts do. Prompts just basically want you to feed it an information and then you console it. No, it won't console it, but we can write a program that will help us do that. Give a user, okay, say hello. Yeah, look about console. Prompts do for us. So I was going to give you guys an assignment, but I don't know what you guys feel. I want to hear what you guys feel. I think I'm communicating. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know about the rest. If they come, so
I think
Gashon
I think they're not. They don't feel good with it.
gifts. Can you hear him? And if they don't feel good with the assignment, they can just say they don't want an assignment now. It's not something difficult. So yeah. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I think
When I said assignment, it wasn't going to be a big deal. It's just something you trying out, like, and if you don't do it, you can reach out to. We want to ensure you're practicing. You're again. If you don't say you want, if I eventually give you guys an assignment, you can just come to Google and just paste your assignment. There is even ChatGPT there to provide you the code, but do you understand it? The essence of me wanting to give the assignment is for you guys to at least, I want to stretch 1 or 2 hours of the time of you practicing this thing. Because I know JavaScript is really difficult for beginners if they don't practice them. Especially for today's one. Say you come for the next class on Saturday, you're seeing new terms that are more advanced. Oh my guy, you won't run. So I don't want anybody to run. I want everybody to say before then you've at least spent 2 hours looking into a code that looks like JavaScript. Even if you don't, at least you're dealing with it. You're trying out the built-in functions. You're trying to declare variables. So all of this, I feel, will all.
I don't know about other shop. I'm okay with assignment.
Okay. So the very first thing I want to know is I don't know if are those present, have they interacted with HTML, CSS? At least you can build something simple. HTML, CSS.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay. So it's going to be very simple. I just want you to use a few built-in function, like create a simple interface. Just say this is my website. So it's just going to have a text. Let me share my screen again. Talking about so now I'm talking about these inputs. I want the simple assignment will just be an inputs box that takes in number, and then on clicking on it, it alerts me what value is inside here. On clicking on this, it sends it to the group. But instead, what your app will do is create an input for, like, just you can just say give me a value and then I will tell you what it is or something like that. That's just a simple app. Give me a value and I will tell you what you type. So that's the app you can call it. You can just call it like that. Give me a value, I will tell you what it is, and then have an input box where users passing what values they want to pass, and when they submit, at least they see the value back. That is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to interact with it. Said mentioned something about getting variables from the elements. This is how I will have searched for it. How do I get elements from HTML JavaScript? This is what we have done. In case you stumble into any error, this, by so doing, will prompt you to want to read these things. Yes, at this point, I think every one of us should start wanting to like them. So this is just simple. This is just simple JavaScript to get an element from. Somebody will take the class though. But my assignment will prompt you to want to check out these things, see how they work, try them out. Okay, so again, we are all building. Give me a value and I will tell you what it is. Is that an agreement? I think Gift agreed from start. I hope Joel agreed as well. I hope Gospel is also agreeing to try. Not Semi.
Ghost is a mentor.
I know Semi. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Apologies, Gospel.
Just
Okay, so that's just a simple app I require of you all to try out. Thank you so much for coming for the class. I think we end here for today.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate it. If you do have any questions at any time, please put it in the chat. If please you do us a favor, you send the link to your slides in the chat, and also the assignment, you like write it in the chat so other people that might have missed the class can also get it. Yeah. Did you hear me?
Yeah. I got the message.
Alright, thanks.
I'll do that.
Alright, thanks for coming, guys. We'll continue from here next week. Really appreciate you. Alright, we'll see in the group chat. Bye.
All right.